All right, let's dive into Ashwood today.
Ashwood.
This creepy town that seems to trap travelers.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's not on any map? I'm sure you've at least heard the unsettling whispers about it.
Right.
Empty streets, bizarre encounters, and this chilling reality distortion that makes escape seem impossible.
Yeah, it's a really intriguing concept.
So we're going to unpack all that today, explore what makes this story so captivating, and the themes that keep people coming back for more.
Well, what strikes me most about Ashwood is how it plays on our primal fear of the unknown.
Oh, yeah.
The idea of stumbling upon a place that exists outside of our maps and understanding
Right.
a place that seems to operate under its own set of rules. It really taps into a deep-seated anxiety within us, I think.
You're right. It's like that feeling of being lost in the woods, but amplified to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And the story really kicks off with Emma and Nate,
Right.
a young couple on a road trip who end up in Ashwood totally by chance.
Okay.
And what's interesting is they're just ordinary people,
Yeah.
which makes their experience even more unsettling.
It does.
It really drives home the point that this could happen to anyone.
Exactly. It immediately makes the listener feel invested in their journey,
Yeah.
wondering how they would react in such a terrifying situation.
For sure.
And the setting plays a huge role in establishing that sense of dread.
Yeah.
Imagine you're on a road trip, it's a stormy night, your GPS is going haywire, and you're forced to take a detour.
Okay.
You find yourself driving through dense woods, and suddenly, through the pouring rain, you see this flickering sign. Welcome to Ashwood population 3 and 12.
Okay, just describing that scene is giving me goosebumps.
It's creepy, right?
And that number, 3 and 12,
Yes.
it's so specific.
Uh-huh.
It makes you wonder if it has a deeper meaning.
Right.
Is it a clue to the town's sinister nature? Or is it just meant to unsettle us? What do you think?
That's a great question, and something worth considering as we delve further.
Yep.
It's like the writer is deliberately planting a seed of doubt and intrigue from the very beginning,
Right.
and that feeling only intensifies as Emma and Nate enter the town.
Okay.
On the surface, it looks like any other small townhouses, a diner, a gas station, but there's this unsettling emptiness,
Yeah.
an almost oppressive silence that hangs in the air.
It's like that quiet before a storm, you know?
Yeah,
You can sense that something is wrong even if you can't quite put your finger on it.
exactly.
And that feeling is further amplified when they discover the diner.
The diner.
The lights are on, the sign says open,
Right.
but when they go inside, it's completely deserted.
It's such a clever subversion of expectations. The diner, typically a symbol of warmth, community, a place of refuge, becomes a source of unease in Ashwood.
Oh, yeah.
It's as if the town is presenting a facade of normalcy,
Right.
but just beneath the surface, something sinister is lurking. And that feeling of unease quickly turns to outright terror.
Oh, yeah.
When Emma and Nate hear the sound of children laughing.
Okay, children laughing in a deserted town at night.
Yeah.
That's definitely gonna send chills down your spine.
Right.
It's like the story's taking something we associate with innocence and joy and twisting it into something sinister.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It plays on our expectations, turning a familiar sound into a source of dread.
Right.
And then when they follow the sound to the park
Okay.
and find a group of children on a merry-go-round, that's where the story really starts to mess with our minds.
Because these aren't normal children, are they?
No, not at all.
The story describes them with these unnaturally wide smiles,
Yeah.
their eyes fixed and staring,
Yeah, their eyes are just, like, lifeless.
and their laughter. It's just not right.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
It's almost mechanical,
Yeah.
devoid of any genuine emotion.
It's a classic example of the uncanny valley.
Oh, wow.
They look human,
Uh-huh.
but there's something off about their appearance and behavior that triggers a deep sense of unease. It's like looking at a distorted reflection of ourselves.
Okay.
Something familiar, yet profoundly alien.
And then there's the chant, stay with us, stay forever. It's both chilling and revealing, isn't it?
It is.
It suggests that Ashwood is not just a place,
Right.
but a sentient entity that feeds on the souls of the unsuspecting.
That's a fascinating interpretation.
Yeah.
The chant is definitely a turning point in the story,
Okay.
marking a shift from subtle unease to outright threat.
Yeah.
It exposes the true nature of Ashwood, making it clear that Emma and Nate are no longer just visitors,
Right.
but potential victims.
So what do?
Well,
I mean, at this point, I'd be running for the hills.
understandably, they try to leave,
Okay.
but their car won't start.
Oh, no.
Another classic horror trope, isolating them and emphasizing their vulnerability.
Right, right.
They're trapped with seemingly no way out.
Like the town is closing in on them, tightening its grip. Desperate for help, they head to the gas station.
The gas station.
But instead of offering assistance,
Right.
the attendant simply points at the sky
Oh,
and
wow.
whispers, "They're watching."
That cryptic warning adds another layer of mystery and fear.
Oh, for sure.
Who are they? What
Right.
they're watching for.
Yeah.
It suggests a hidden power structure within Ashwood.
Okay.
Some unseen force controlling the town and its inhabitants.
Yeah, and this is where the story takes a truly surreal turn.
It does.
The town itself begins to shift and warp around them. Buildings change shape.
Yeah.
Streets lead them in circles.
Yeah.
And no matter which way they turn, they always end up back at the diner.
It's as if Ashwood is a living labyrinth,
A labyrinth, huh?
designed to disorient and confuse its victims.
Okay.
The warping reality underscores the town's otherworldly nature,
Right.
its existence outside the realm of logic and reason.
And inside the diner,
Okay.
they discover an old photograph showing them among the townspeople, as if they've always been a part of Ashwood. It's a chilling discovery,
Is
raising questions about memory,
Right.
identity, and the very nature of reality itself.
The photograph is a brilliant plot device,
Yeah.
suggesting that their arrival in Ashwood was not a coincidence, but perhaps predestined.
Okay.
It also raises the unsettling possibility that their memories are being manipulated.
Right.
Your sense of self slowly eroding.
And then they encounter that old woman with those hollow eyes.
The old woman.
Her statement, "You were always meant to come back. Welcome home."
Yeah.
It's delivered with such chilling conviction. It's like she's speaking for the town itself,
Right.
claiming them as its own.
It's a moment of both confirmation and despair.
Yeah.
They are indeed trapped, not just physically, but
Right.
spiritually. Ashwood has recognized them,
Okay.
embraced them as its own, and their struggle for escape becomes a battle for their very souls.
So they're trapped. Their sense of reality is shattered. And this creepy old woman has basically claimed them for the town.
Right.
What happens next? Do they ever break free from Ashwood's grip?
Well, here's where the story takes an even more unsettling turn.
Okay.
The next morning, the storm that raged throughout their terrifying night suddenly clears, like the town is letting its guard down,
Oh, wow.
almost as if it's confident in its hold over Emma and Nate.
It's a false sense of hope, isn't it?
It is.
Like a predator toying with its prey before delivering the final blow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just as this sense of calm washes over them, a car appears out of nowhere and offers them a ride out of Ashwood,
So they escape.
or so it seems.
But we know it can't be that simple, right?
Right.
Ashwood doesn't just let go of its victims that easily.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
While Emma and Nate physically leave the town,
Uh-huh.
the experience has fundamentally changed them.
Okay.
The source material describes them as having a vacant look in their eyes, almost as if their souls have been partially drained.
Oh, wow.
And there are whispers that follow them,
Whispers.
faint echoes of the town's sinister chant.
It's as if a part of Ashwood is now embedded within them,
Right.
a chilling reminder of their encounter with the unknown.
Yeah.
So what becomes of them? Do they ever truly recover?
Well, the story intentionally leaves their fate ambiguous, which in a way is even more terrifying.
Right.
It suggests that the true horror of Ashwood lies not in the events themselves, but in the lingering psychological and spiritual consequences.
Yeah.
The town's influence extends beyond its physical boundaries,
Right.
leaving its mark on those who dare to enter.
That's a really unsettling thought.
It is.
It's like a curse that follows you even after you escape.
And the story concludes with the image of Ashwood shrouded in mist,
Okay.
patiently waiting for its next visitors.
Wow.
It reinforces the cyclical nature of the town's trap,
Right.
suggesting that the cycle of entrapment and transformation will continue indefinitely.
This entire story has been a roller coaster of creepy encounters and unsettling revelations.
It really has.
It makes you think twice about venturing off the beaten path, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
But beyond the surface level horror,
Right.
Ashwood serves as a powerful metaphor for the dangers of seeking the unknown, of venturing into places where the rules of reality no longer apply.
And what about that population number, 312?
312.
It's been lingering in my mind throughout this entire deep dive.
Yeah.
Do you think it holds a deeper meaning?
That's the brilliance of the story.
Yeah.
It leaves room for interpretation, allowing us to draw our own conclusions.
Okay.
Perhaps it's a numerical representation of the souls claimed by Ashwood.
All right.
Or maybe it's a clue to some hidden code,
A code.
a key to understanding the town's true nature. Ultimately, it's up to each individual to decipher its significance.
So what can we take away from this deep dive into Ashwood? What insights can we glean from this chilling tale?
I think the most important takeaway is the reminder that sometimes the most frightening places are the ones we create in our own minds.
Our own minds?
The fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
anxiety of losing control.
Right.
These are universal experiences that can manifest in countless ways.
It's a cautionary tale that urges us to confront our fears,
Yeah.
to be mindful of the choices we make,
All
and
right.
to always trust our instincts when venturing into the unknown.
And perhaps more importantly, it reminds us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not the ones lurking in the shadows,
Okay.
but the ones we carry within ourselves.
Well, that's a thought-provoking note to end on.
It is.
Thank you for guiding us through this chilling deep dive into Ashwood.
You're welcome.
And to you, dear listener, we leave you with this final question to ponder. What would you do if you stumbled upon Ashwood?